What is going on, everybody? How are you doing on a Friday? We are back. Apologies, I am a couple minutes late. I do apologize for that, but I was throwing a lot together because I want to dive into this Max Fried situation with potentially tipping some pitches. We're going to look at some video. I want you guys to look at it with me. I'm analyzing this thing, staring at Max Fried, his glove, his legs, his head, everything. I want to dive into it with you guys. It is going to be the first thing we take a look at. I guess the first thing after, because I do think we have to celebrate real quick for the first minute. And again, I'm not going to bury the situation with the whole pitch tipping thing, but I do want to take just a second and celebrate Chris Taylor and what he did yesterday.
And Taylor, way back. Goodbye, Chris Taylor.
And fires. Swing and a ball drilled center field. Duvall back, turning, looking, out of here. Chris Taylor having a night.
2-2. That's deep left center. Chris Taylor. Not one, not two, but three.
The third pitcher in Major League history. Sorry, you caught me there. I'm watching it as I'm. The third pitcher in Major League hitter in history to have 11 home runs in a playoff game. First time in an elimination game. So Chris Taylor, you want to talk about a step-up game. Wow. And 3 homers off 3 different pitchers. Keep that in mind. It wasn't all Max Fried. It wasn't 2 off Max and 1 off a reliever. He did get 2 hits off Max, but 3 homers, 3 different pitchers. Some comments in the chat. Mike from the Av. Yes, I know. Braves thinking, here we go again. William, Braves are thinking they have 2 games with Anderson and Fried. That's the hope. That is the hope, but the only worry is that this situation has happened before. It recently, and Max was a part of that. We looked at that yesterday. Max was one of the starters last year in the NLCS that could have won the game and could have gotten Atlanta onto the World Series last year, and he didn't get the win. So Max is now 0 for 2 in elimination games against the Dodgers. He's got to get that right. You need Max to step up better. And Max, yeah, we're going to take a deep dive into Max Scherzer in a minute because that is on the thumbnail now. The whole idea of Max Scherzer tipping his pitches, because there's definitely something to take a look at. Definitely something to take a look at. William, I agree. I mean, the TBS announcers, listen, is it better than the radio broadcasters at least, though? I mean, yesterday we had the Red Sox broadcasters talking about the whole situation with Framber Valdez cheating, and we have the announcers from the Braves bringing up Max Fried tipping his pitches. And that's the question. Do you think he was tipping his pitches? So where is it? I've got the tweet from maybe I need to upload the tweet. I thought I had the tweet. Let's see here. Let me grab the tweet. There was a tweet that highlighted the radio broadcasters for the Atlanta Braves thinking that there was a tipping situation. So let me grab that. I thought I had that before I came on here. Apologize, guys. The tweet read, here it was. Okay, let's get this up here real quick. So Ben Ingram on the radio, on the Braves radio, saying that he noticed the LA bat boy whispering something in one of the Dodger batters' ears. Maybe they caught something. Fried was tipping his pitches. Makes sense as they were hitting the balls really hard against Max Fried. So you're watching the game. Did you see anything that looked like pitches were being tipped? Is the question. And we're going to take a look at we're basically going to take a look at the meat of that second inning with Max Fried. And we're going to try to find out, was it that he was tipping his pitches or was something else going on? So let's do this. Let's grab the Max video and let's take a look at some of these pitches. We're going to go through in sequence from the start of the inning until the Bellinger at bat. So let's fire those up. First pitch to Pollock is a foul. Actually, let me do something, guys. I'm gonna pull that back up in just a second. I want to get, because we do have the pitch sequence too. So this is gonna be the pitch sequence that we're looking at, and we're gonna pull up the pitchers. Here we go. Let me put this. Sorry, guys. I'm going to restart this. I need to restart this. Hold on. This won't move for whatever reason. I'm trying to get the... Oh, that's why. I'm trying to move something here. Here it is. I'll move this down here so we can actually see what Max is doing on the mound. All right, let's try this one more time. Gotta love this live, right? All right, here is... All right. So the first pitch is inside on Pollock. He pulls it foul. The next pitch is the fastball home run. That was bad. Then the sequence against Pujols, again, looking for Max to be doing anything different between the fastballs and the off-speed pitches. And I think I probably watched this, is one of the reasons why I'm late, for about a half an hour, trying to pick up a difference between Max Fried, the off-speed stuff, and the fastballs, because the fastballs, we'll take a look at it, are what the Dodgers were hitting. Here's the Taylor home run. I don't see much different. This is now we go to Bellinger. Again, we're not watching the result. We're trying to watch Max. Do you see anything different coming from Max? It's all, I mean, he does that little, he lifts the glove to his face, then he takes it back down to his waist. Let me restart that. He's doing it here against Pollock. This is a fastball in. This is a fastball right down the middle. That's the problem there. Then the Pujols pitches. He starts him off outside fastball. Then he's going to go with the curve. He fooled Pujols there. Goes back to the curve. We're going to get a slider in the dirt. Another curve. Pujols hits the slider. Taylor gets the fastball. I just don't see anything. Again, comment in the chat if you see it. Bellinger with the slider. Bellinger ends up getting hit on the sinker. That was a fastball low. No, I'm sorry, that was the sinker, and then this was also a sinker. So I don't see it. One more time through. If anybody sees anything, because, yes, William with the point there. We're going to dive into that in 2 seconds. You know, the homer for Pollock was a fastball. The homer for Taylor was a fastball. Looking at the difference just in Max Fried's windup, his delivery, his body movement, the glove, the legs, the feet, the head, everything seems the same. Now, the Bat Boy could be whispering anything. So we're talking about the Braves announcers saying that there was something going on with, you know, the whispering in the ear. Just, I mean, what is that? We don't know what that is. But that's, when we're just watching Max Fried, I don't see anything with the glove that's different. I don't see anything with where he's placing the glove on the waist, the motion. I don't see anything. Right, exactly. It is all kind of funny there, Steve. So that's the sequence. Now, here's what I will say about Max Fried and what was the problem last night. So, fastballs. Let's look at his fastball location all year. Right there. That's his fastball location all year. You see in the strike zone, but sort of barreling in, if you will. All right. Let's look at his fastball location from last night. Much more of the strike zone. The red are the fastballs. So much more of his fastballs were in the strike zone. So looking again, all year, right there. I'll make it a little bit bigger in case you're watching it on your phones. There's his fastball location all year. Not bad. And then his fastball location last night. I mean, I'm looking at this. He's just found too much of the plate right down the middle. All year, kind of barreling in, then right over the plate. So I think more than tipping the pitches, Max Fried's location was bad. The other piece that we're going to take a look at is his breakdown. So season long and then this past game. All season, Max Fried was able to, let me get this up here on my screen. Max Fried, during 2021, had a whiff rate of 16% on his four-seam fastball. However, last night, he threw it 30 times and only had one swing and a miss on his fastball. So his fastball generated 17 swings. Only once was it a swing and a miss. 33 times it was thrown, 17 swings, one swing and a miss. When typically he's getting a swing and a miss rate on his fastball 16% of the time. So that's trouble. I think it's trouble that the fastball was finding too much of the plate. I think that is really, I think that's our issue here. The spin rate was fine. The velo was fine. He just was not locating, in my opinion. I don't think he was tipping anything. I think he just was not locating what he needed to locate. And because of that, Max Fried ends up getting hit around. Now, again, we talked about it. I'll pull these breakdowns off the screen. We talked about it with respect to his first game. We talked about it yesterday. Back on game 2 of the NLCS, Max Fried was out there. Or, I'm sorry, it wasn't game 2. Let's see. Game 1, Max Fried, 6 innings, 8 hits allowed. So he went out there and basically, he was giving up hits back in game 1, and he was giving up hits again last night. That's the problem. Max Fried is just getting hit. And that came out, and that was part of the problem with Max Fried, is that he gave up hits in game 1. He was getting hit around again in game 5. So again, 8 hits in both games. 8 hits in game 1, 8 hits in game 2. That's a big issue for Max Fried. That's got to get. You just can't do that. You're not gonna, against this Dodger lineup, they're gonna get on you if you're putting that fastball over the middle of the plate. It's just not gonna work out. So Max Fried ends up getting roughed up, and now I guess the question is, we move on from Max Fried and we just kind of think about, in general, this series. Are the Braves in trouble? And I think maybe, kind of a little bit. We've been here before. And you do not want to be in a situation. Listen, Ian Anderson was in this position last year. Ian Anderson was one of the 3 that went out there and couldn't get it done. Could not send the Braves to the World Series last year. So now we're going to see him again. He's going to be your Game 6 starter. Good news is they're in Atlanta. But last year, Ian Anderson, Max Fried took the mound last year to send the Braves to the World Series. He couldn't get it done. Ian Anderson couldn't get it done. And the other game was a bullpen game for the Braves last year when they gave up that 3-1 lead and got the Dodgers in. So it's you don't want to say history is repeating itself because Dodgers still got to win 2 games. Oscar, let's go Dodgers. Dodger fans, you got to feel good about last night. They certainly opened it up and just let it rip with Chris Taylor with the big game, AJ Pollock with the big game. Guys were getting on base for them, so they scored up and they get to Max Fried. Now they go Ian Anderson. I mean, this is the thing. You can look at it 2 ways. You can look at it like the Dodgers are telling themselves we've been here before and we've done it, and the Braves are telling themselves we've been here before and we're not going to let it happen again. So two immovable forces in that situation. William, you like Morton over the Dodgers if it gets to Game 7? Yeah, but God, there's no way. I mean, you might feel good about Morton in Game 7, but obviously you don't want it to get there. So there is some trouble brewing. We talked about it yesterday. Obviously, you would rather get it done last night and not have to worry about going back to Atlanta. Let your next game in Atlanta be in the World Series, but that's not how it works out. I mean, Max Fried, just again, last night, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 balls that qualify as hard hit. He was just getting rocked. It did not happen. And again, it is a repeat of last year when they gave it up and could not get it done. Last year, the Atlanta Braves threw out Max Fried, and it didn't happen. And unfortunately for the Braves, it's happening again. Bam, go Braves. Do you still feel good, Braves fans? Do you feel good, or is there a little bit of worry creeping in? I'm curious about that. Braves fans that are here, comment and let me know how you feel. Are you feeling confident? The difference between last year you went to LA. Game 6 and 7 were in LA. Now Game 6 and 7 are in Atlanta. So that's a little bit that's some good news. If you're Atlanta, you're home this time. So you got a situation there where they're home. That helps out. But again, Game 5 last year, I mean, it's almost kind of Game 5 last year, it was Minter who started it, and it was a bullpen day, and the Dodgers got them 7-3. Game 6 last year, Max Fried went out there and took a loss. Let's see, Game 6, Max Fried last year, 6 innings, 6 2/3, 8 hits, 3 runs allowed last year. Dodgers are always good for 8 hits against Max Fried, I guess. At least in the playoffs. And then Game 7 last year, that was the Ian Anderson game. Ian Anderson went out, pitched 3 innings, gave up 5 hits, 2 walks, and 2 runs. So Ian Anderson's got that in the back of his mind going into tonight's game, or tomorrow night's game. So it is going to be a interesting situation, to say the least, with this. If the Dodgers get some runs, there you go. And they get an early lead, and the Braves start to feel the pressure, this one gets interesting real quick. That is going to be fascinating. But last night's game, kind of just the summary of it all. The let's see, where is this? Work with me. Relatively easy first inning for Max Fried. We talked about last year, or during the season, it was the high leverage moments that he had trouble. His batting average against Max's batting average against with a high leverage situation was over 300. If it was a low leverage situation, his batting average against was 200. What's a high leverage situation? High leverage situation is at any point in the game where the win expectancy could shift dramatically. Let's see, William, how do I think Scherzer's arm is going to hold out? That's a great question. That is a great question. If he can't get it done, if Max Scherzer is getting rough, I mean, I think we'll know quickly, right? I think we should know quickly. Max is a gamer. Max is going to go out there and give it all he's got. But that is going to be a subplot to his start for sure. But back to the game last night, the Braves get the 2-0 lead. So, the inning that you worry about with Max Fried was the first inning. He was giving up runs in the first inning, but he gets through that. You kind of wonder if that Freddie Freeman home run sort of calmed his nerves. He felt good. He gets through the first inning. I know he gave up the hit to Trey Turner, but the next two guys, Seager and Will Smith, got out. I think the A.J. Pollock home run to start the second inning sort of changed things, jump-started things, because he homers, then Pollock singles, Taylor homers. As soon as A.J. Pollock hits that home run, we're entering that high leverage situation that we talked about with Max, that he has the high batting average against. Because after that moment, Pujols singles, Taylor homers, Bellinger singles. He just started giving up hits. there was that weird pitch where he hits Trey Turner because of the Cody Bellinger. It looked like Cody Bellinger was going to steal, and Max had this weird moment where he's looking at Bellinger and he throws home and he hits Trey Turner. Now he gets out of it, but in my opinion, luckily there was a lefty bat coming up. I think if one of those righties were coming up, I think that inning continues. Corey Seager was the next guy up. He gets Corey Seager out. But the way things have been going, in my opinion, if there was another righty bat up instead of Corey Seager, I think that inning continued and it gets completely out of control. Max just got into trouble, gave up too many hits, and that's sort of how it kind of breaks down. And I do think the Braves now need to buckle down, strap in, get it done. Ian Anderson needs to have a better start than last year. Last year, what he did was you can't do that again. Now, last year, it was a rookie. It was a Game 7. It was on the road. There was a lot of pressure. This time, it'll be Game 6 at home with a little bit of wiggle room. So we'll see. Oscar Garcia, Max should just pitch around Rosario. Rosario having himself a wonderful series. Eddie Rosario, you got to think he's going to get paid after this performance. He was non-tendered by the Twins last year. The Twins could have used him. Though Rosario was having a down year, but the Braves picked him up and he really turned it around. Dodgers bullpen has been way overworked. I mean, at this point, a lot of these bullpens are getting gassed. But yeah, the Dodgers bullpen, most definitely, that Dodgers bullpen has been giving up, has been putting up a lot of innings now. I'm wondering what the count is for that pitching. Let's see, the Dodgers bullpen. Let's see, relievers. 54 in the third innings by relievers in this postseason for the Dodgers. Braves are at 38. And in the LCS alone, the Dodgers 29 in the third innings, the Braves 23. So the Dodgers definitely are leading the way in bullpen innings. So what do you guys think? Again, comment below. Who do you have taking this thing tomorrow night? Are we going to Game 7 or are the Braves going to shut it down? I want to know what you think. Again, comment live in the chat who you got, Braves or Dodgers for Game 6. And, comment if you're checking out the replay. A lot of folks checked out the replay from yesterday's live stream. So if anyone's checking out the replay of this one, comment. Let me know who you got winning Game 6. Is this thing going to a Game 7 or can the Braves get it done? The other big piece, it is tonight's Red Sox and Astros. Game 6 is tonight. We're going to talk about this. Just a couple of items that I picked up when I was looking through this thing. Batting average with runners in scoring position. You care to know what that looks like? It's insane. The Astros batting average with runners in scoring position is 389. And Boston's is 179. That's unacceptable. Again, I'm watching you guys in the chat. William, you've got Dodgers winning Game 6, Braves winning Game 7. We got Will Smith. Is it Eric BZR? I'm not sure how you got that, but you can trust Will Smith as far as you can throw him. You can trust him. He's been up and down, but if you feel confident with him, that's cool. Bam, hopefully the Braves, they need to get Max out early. Yeah, the Scherzer's arm is going to be, again, that's going to be what to watch for. That is going to be what to watch. But this Astros, Red Sox, it is do or die. The Red Sox have to turn some things around. The hitting with runners in scoring position are atrocious. It's just awful. Hayden, welcome in. Hayden, you've got Braves in 6. Keep them coming. With 2 outs in the LCS, Houston's batting average is 358. Boston's is 232. Houston and their, you want to call it clutch, you want to call it situational, whatever you want to call it, is just been unbelievable. 389 with runners in scoring position, 358 with 2 outs, 22 RBI with 2 outs in the ALCS. That's insane. The entire postseason, they're hitting 342 with 2 outs with 40 RBI. That's just unbelievable. The Braves are not getting it done. I'm sorry, the Braves. The Red Sox are not getting it done. The Astros are in those clutch key moments. It's just unbelievable. So the other sort of point of note, the hitters, the Astros are doing it despite the fact that Altuve is just 3 for 20. Does have a couple home runs, but just one hit outside of those home runs. The one home run that tied the game. So he's had some big moments, but Altuve is just 3 for 20. Bregman is just 3 for 19. So 2 of your big guys you sort of count on in the postseason have not really been there in the LCS outside of a home run here or there. So you've got that situation. But Jordan is 8 for 19 with a homer. He's contributed 9 runs. Gurriel is 9 for 19 with a homer. He's contributed 9 runs. Kike for Boston has been great. That was more early on in the series, 9 for 23 with 3 home runs. Yeah, that was early, right? He sort of been quiet lately. Devers 7 for 20 with 3 home runs. So those Astro bats are coming alive at the right time, and it's been, I think that's part of what's been killing them. The Red Sox got to get it done. It is do or die. If they do not win, the Astros go on to the World Series. You got to wonder if the Dodgers feel a little bit of pressure. Do the Dodgers feel a little pressure if the Astros win? Does that motivate the Dodgers at all? BZ Baseball, welcome in, buddy. Think about that. Does the Astros winning and going to the World Series motivate the Dodgers? And the Dodgers say, if they're there, we got to be there too. That's another reason why, if I'm a Braves fan, I kind of would like to have taken care of business last night, because the Dodgers will know if the Astros are going to the World Series, Dodgers could know tonight, and they could take that into their game tomorrow and sort of look at it as rejuvenation for their series, thinking, okay, we got the one game, we got to get these other 2 games because we got to get back to the World Series because we really want to beat Houston. There's an underlying factor there. William Bloxton, good to see you, buddy. Welcome. Thanks for hopping in. So keep that in mind. So many underlying factors, and these 2 series sort of play into each other. If Houston wins, I see a couple of you guys agreeing with me with that. If Houston wins tonight, LA is going to have a whole new set of motivating factors driving them heading into Game 6 in Atlanta. And can Atlanta sort of take that away from them? That's going to be tough. Steve, Dodgers are flipping wounded on all fronts. They go into the World Series, they would sadly lose. Dodgers want revenge. I mean, it is the Dodgers. It does feel like, listen, if the Dodgers make it to the World Series after having to go get through the wild card game, go all 5 against the Giants with the most wins in Major League Baseball, and then have to come back from down 3-1 against the Braves again, yeah, they're going to be exhausted. You won't be able to count them out because they will have come back from the long odds before with what they did in the previous 2 series. So you can't count them out, even if they make it. If they make it, that'll be quite a long road to have gone through. Goyo Falcon, thanks for hopping in. Haven't seen your name before. Good to see you hopping in the chat here. I don't trust Correa. He and Beltran were the masterminds behind the cheating. I'm pretty sure Correa is still up to no good in Boston. I know there is definitely some people that are down on the Red Sox and cheating and that whole situation. So, yep, that's in the mix. That's in the wind. I see you there. I don't blame you. And I think Correa has made some mistakes in this LCS. I think Correa, I don't want to totally put the loss on him from game 5, but he definitely put them in a tough spot. All right, let's do the preview. Let's preview this Astros. Let's do this preview for Game 6. Let me change this. Here we go. ALCS Game 6. Everything's all over the place here. Hayden, I feel like the Braves will take the series, unlike last year playing in Atlanta. Right, exactly. That is a big difference. Not playing in LA, playing in Atlanta for these two games is definitely going to be a big difference. Everybody hit the like if you have not hit the like yet. Would love to get that like count up. It is a great way to support the stream, support the channel. I think we're at 10 right now. Would love to get that thing up. So if you have not hit your like yet, please do. It supports me, supports the channel, supports the video, helps grow. You hitting the like are helping to grow the channel. So I appreciate that if you do that. Let's do the preview for Game 6. All right, again, like I said, coming into this game, Boston has got to slow the Astros down with runners in scoring position and with 2 outs. Astros hitting .389 with runners in scoring position in the LCS, and with 2 outs, they're hitting .358 with 22 RBI. We're talking about the keys to win usually at the end. Here's one right now. Stop giving them hits with 2 outs and with runners in scoring position. It's absolutely killing them. I would love to know who you guys have winning this game. Who is winning tonight? Does this go to a Game 7, or does Houston take this thing and advance? All right, Hayden, thank you for hitting that like. William, thank you for hitting that like. Francisco with the update on the count. Thank you guys again. Appreciate that. So this is a rematch of Game 2. Nate Eovaldi, Luis Garcia. This Game 2 was the 2 grand slam game for the Red Sox. Eovaldi went 5 1/3, allowed 3 runs on 5 hits and a walk. Sadly, that would be enough for Houston to win right now. At Boston, I think the last 2 games, it's been 2 runs each game. So, again, they got to get it together. Garcia went 1, allowed 5 runs on 3 walks and 2 hits. This was also the game that Odorizzi came in after, and Odorizzi got lit up as well. Steve, thank you for hitting that like. Appreciate that. Bill, I don't see the Red Sox coming out of the ALCS if the Sox bats don't wake up. It's twofold. It's not just that the Sox bats are cold right now, because, yeah, they are. It's also the fact that the Houston bats are so hot. Like, the Red Sox could make it work if they were cold, if Houston was cold too. But Houston's bats are absolutely on fire, and they're on fire at the right moment. So, Eovaldi, head-to-head against Houston. 1 start during the regular season, wasn't great. 5 2/3, 11 hits, allowed 5 runs. And we just talked about what he did in Game 1. Against Altuve, Altuve's gotten to him. Bregman's gotten to him. Correa's gotten to him. Alvarez all have good head-to-head stats against Nate Eovaldi. This game will be on the road back in Houston. You don't love that. Eovaldi was a .500 pitcher on the road with a 4.21 ERA and a 1.30 whip. Listen, I think best case scenario, you're going to get what you got out of Eovaldi in Game 1. He's not going to go out there and be a stopper and shut him down, and it's 5 runs or 5 innings later and there's no runs allowed. Eovaldi's going to give up hits. He's going to give up runs. The bats have to keep pace. Again, what he gave you in Game 1 is your best case scenario for Game 6. So you gotta be ready to hit if you're the Red Sox. Hayden looking to grow. Guys, check out Hayden Millen. He's on TikTok and he's on Instagram. Right on. I see you there, Hayden. Goyo, both Correa and Beltran bought the cheating from the Yankees and Red Sox. So what does that tell you? They even admit when they go to the Astros. I mean, listen. To a point. Let's bring this up. To a point. Players cheat. It's just, how do they cheat? Are they cheating with technology? Are they picking up tipping pitches? Are they picking up signs? Some of it's all right. I know some of it's not. And I get your point, Goyo, that they had a little bit more of a scheme. They were using technology to cheat. I get that. Let's see. I want to get some more of the comments here. Feel like, Steve, you feel like it's going to be Astros and Braves. That's the way it sort of feels right now. I'm with you. Bill, I want to say that Eovaldi needs to just pitch around Altuve, but the bottom of the Astros line is probably, he's got to, I don't even know if it's about Altuve, because Altuve, again, generally, Bill, Altuve struggled. He's got a couple home runs, but he's 3 for 20 in the ALCS. So Altuve isn't really the worry. The head-to-head isn't great, but looking at the here and now, Altuve's kind of struggling. Yordan Alvarez, you got to watch out for Yordan Alvarez and Yuli Gurriel. They're killing the ball right now. Hayden, that's why I haven't been in the live, because I've been busy with baseball content. I hear you, man. Sometimes you get busy. There's a bunch of content creators on YouTube I would spend more time watching, but I just don't. When you're creating content, it's hard to consume content. Let's see. Oscar, Dodgers have seen more of the Braves starting pitching than the Braves seen Dodgers. So Dodgers. So Oscar, you're talking about the familiarity there could help the Dodgers. I gotcha. Bam. Most teams cheat. That's why the Astros get off easy. Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of truth to that, Bam, for sure. So, talking about Eovaldi and his start. So again, on the road, a 500 pitcher, didn't pitch well in Game 2 on the road. So what you got out of Eovaldi, 5 2/3. No, it wasn't 5 2/3. Let me go back. That was his regular season. 5 1/3, 3 runs, 5 hits and a walk. It's kind of, I mean, that's what you got to be playing for if you're the bats. You got to know that he's going to give up some runs, and they're going to have to counter. So, Altuve, we were talking about head-to-heads. Let me get up here. Through the lineup, first time through, opposing hitters are hitting 239, goes up to 244 the second time through, and 281 by the third time. This is why I'm saying 5 1/3, 5 innings is sort of what you can expect out of Nate Eovaldi tonight. That's what I'm gonna guess. For the Astros, it is Luis Garcia. Garcia on the year, 11-8 with a 3.3 ERA. Head-to-head during the regular season, had 1 start, 7 innings, 5 hits, a run, and 6 strikeouts. We talked about what he did in Game 1. Gave up the grand slam to JD Martinez. All in all, 1 inning, 5 runs, 3 walks, and 2 hits. Against Boston in Game 1, and they yanked him early, needed to, even though Odorizzi went out and got ripped too. They're going to be at home. At home, he's a much better pitcher, and that's why I think they started him in Game 2, and it's a good move for them to start him here. 2.39 ERA at home, 1.02 WHIP, 2.39 and 1.02 at home. On the road, 4.24 and 1.33. Much better pitcher at home. So Garcia is, in theory, give him a second shot. Does he do what Valdez did? Valdez the second time through. Valdez was much better. Valdez was what we saw against Boston during the regular season. That's what you got from Valdez back there in Game 5. In Game 6, does Luis Garcia follow suit? And do you see Garcia's regular season numbers, his home numbers in this game? If that's what happens, it's bad news for Boston. They cannot afford to not give up, to not score runs for Eovaldi, because Eovaldi's going to give them up. Edward, do they pull Eovaldi early if pitch count? I think so, 100%. I think he is done either the third time through, when they get to the third time in that lineup, or around pitch 75. I think is when they pull Eovaldi. His batting average against goes to 300 when he gets to his 76th pitch. 76 pitches and on, opposing batting average is 300. All right, so by the third time through or by that 75th, he is got to get pulled. And again, at that point, I'm pretty sure he'll have given up some runs, but they've got to watch that. So how does Boston win? Stop giving up hits with 2 outs. Limit the damage with runners in scoring position. Score runs for Nate Eovaldi. That's how they win. Nate Eovaldi is going to go out there and he's going to give up some runs. Keep up with them. They gotta feel like they have some momentum because they got to Garcia last time. But Garcia's coming in feeling like that wasn't me. At home, I'm a much better. At home, Garcia was a 2.39 ERA and a 1.02 WHIP at home. That's really good. So he's back at home. He's going to feel confident being there. He's, but Dusty Baker's going to be in his ear saying, dude, just remember what you did against them during the regular season. Be yourself at home. Garcia's coming in with some confidence. So I feel like Garcia's going to, I do feel like Luis Garcia pitches better tonight. And it's going to be interesting to watch. The first inning for him is his trouble inning. 5.14 ERA in the first inning for Luis Garcia. So the Red Sox they basically have to run that script from game 2 back in this game. Because Garcia's ERA in the first inning is 5.14, and then he settles down. So that's your opportunity. They have to do that again. They got to run it back again. What do you guys think? Who is going to win this game? Who is going to win this game? And that is the ALCS preview. I am in the portion now where I want to talk to you guys. I want to hear what you think about everything. Goyo, you have the Astros winning today. Isaiah Holmes, hopefully our bats can wake up tonight against the Astros. Haven't been good last 2 games. Yeah, right, it's been 2 runs each game, I think. So they got to do it. They absolutely have to, because I think Evaldi's going to give up 3 runs again tonight. So 2 isn't going to get it done. Let's see. Sean the Gamer. What's up, buddy? I see you. Hi, how you doing? Happy Friday. I think Carlos Correa will go to the Yankees as the new shortstop. So I don't think that's going to happen. Last time Houston went to the Bronx and played against the Yankees, Correa and Altuve and Bregman were booed mercilessly. The fan base hates him. How can you go out and sign him when the fan base absolutely hates him, and probably half of that team hates him? You can't do it, especially when there's other options. Why not go for Seager? Why not try to get Simeon? Why not Trevor Story? So there's other options, number 1. And number 2, too much of the fan base hates him. Right? How could Carlos Correa walk into that situation? Jose Bautista, a few years ago, was trying to find a team to catch on with. He was talking to the Orioles, and word got out that the Orioles told him, we can't sign you because our fan base hates you. That situation will happen again with Correa and the Yankees. It's not going to happen. Any talk of Correa loving New York, any talk of Correa and the Yankees and the Mets, in my opinion, will 100% be a leak job so that he can get the offers up from the other teams. Detroit, Seattle, maybe Miami, maybe Toronto. I think Carlos Correa will use New York and LA as negotiating pieces. That's my opinion. I think, and if he wants to go back to Houston. So that's my thought on that. I don't think it's happened. Bill, I think Alex Cora gameplay was just I'm sorry, I'm reading that too fast. Alex Cora gameplay this series was to use Chris Sale, Nate Eovaldi, and Erod because the bullpen is completely crap. Right. I think he used Sale too much. I think he went too far with Sale. He killed any momentum that the team was building by sending Chris Sale out there for a 6th inning. The pitch count was too high. He was getting rocked at that point in the games, that point in the lineup, 3rd time through. The pitch count over 75. Big mistake. Sending him out there is too much trouble. We covered that the other day. That was a problem. Cora killed the momentum by sending Chris Sale out there. Definitely Nate Eovaldi and Erod, but I don't know if I trust Erod a second time because Eduardo Rodriguez kind of flipped the script. Everything that happened for him in his start was the complete opposite of what happened for him all year long, right? He had not been good pitching at home. He had not been good against, all the splits. All the splits were bad. All the head-to-head were bad, but he was able to spin that thing around. I hate the idea of Eduardo Rodriguez going out there for a Game 7. But that could be the situation. Michael Murphy, Dodger lineup is still tough to navigate through. If they stay disciplined at the plate, it could be a repeat of last night. No, definitely. Steve Mammon, Blue Jays get J-Ram. You like that idea? Hey, it plays. It definitely plays. The Blue Jays just have to give up some top prospects to make that happen. AVP, do you think the Dodgers will come back and win both in Atlanta? I think there's a very good chance that happens. I know I've got some Braves fans that are in here, and you don't want to hear that. I am an impartial party on this situation. I'm a Blue Jays fan, but I do think, especially if Houston wins tonight, the Dodgers will go into this thing thinking, we got to get back there because we got to play them. Plus, they've done it again. They did it last year. They've done it before. Now, going for the Braves is that they're at home this time. So that is the situation there. That is my thought. I do think the Dodgers could do it. If Max Scherzer, the 2 pitchers that you won't go in are going, Scherzer and Buehler. Can they get it done? How's Scherzer's arm? We'll find out. Let's see. Isaiah, the Yankees don't really need to throw a lot of money at a new shortstop when they have a top prospect who is close to getting called up. We'll see. You want it. You go for the guy who's proven, right? You go for the guy who's proven, has been there, is good to go. That's why you go and get that guy. Let me change something here. I got to change some stuff. Here we go. Goyo, Dodgers are done, especially going to Atlanta. It's fair. Jared, Braves fan here, need the Sox to win 1 and push it to 7. I think the Astros close it out tonight, though. I mean, it would be good. Right. There would be that whole urgency of the Astros are back. We got to get back. Won't be there if the Red Sox can win tonight. Bam, Jay's pitching needs more than J-Ram. Espinal played good at third base. We need 2 high-leverage relievers and 2 starters. But, Bam, what do you think about the idea of going and trading for J-Ram, re-signing Steven Matz, and bringing Marcus Semien back? That's out there. That's a possibility. That's an option. I did a whole video on what the Blue Jays could do with the increased payroll. They could do that. They could also do that and then go sign another pitcher like an Alex Wood if you want to further bolster the bullpen or the rotation. Alex Wood, but then you got to trade Randall Grichuk if you do something like that. But they could do that. They can get J-Ram and do the other pieces with the payroll rising. Steve Correa just pushing his value. I agree 100%. Let's see. I'm going to get down here. I'm just reading your comments, guys. Kike will be the difference today. Jess Dog, he's good. They're going to need him. Bam, I understand the whole Kyle Schwarber dropping the ball. Here's the thing, Bam. I hope you're still watching. The reason why Kyle Schwarber dropped the ball is because Jose Altuve was busting it around second base, going to third on that play. If Sale doesn't walk Altuve, and then we're getting all the whole if, then, all that stuff. If Sale doesn't walk Altuve, that doesn't happen. The only reason why Schwarber drops the ball is because he's trying to catch the ball, make a quick transition, and throw to third and get Altuve. Altuve made that happen. Schwarber didn't just drop it because he dropped the ball and he doesn't know how to catch a baseball. That was forced. Simeon will go out for money. Goyo, I like Correa on my Astros, but I don't feel... let's see. We can do that. That's fine. I don't understand that. Let's see. I got to catch up with you guys. Where do you think Gary Sanchez will go? I think he stays in New York. I don't think he goes anywhere else. Yates. Jared, as much as I hate it, Dodgers are far from done. Yeah, no, Dodgers are definitely far from done. AVP, you hope it goes to Game 7 for both. I think that's a very good chance that we go to Game 7. What time? Okay. Checking the time. We got more time. Thoughts on Red Sox trying to steal bases to put pressure on Garcia? Well, I mean, who are you going to try to steal bases with? Kike could try to steal a base. You're not doing it with Devers. You're not doing it with JD. You're not doing it with Renfroe. I don't know if they have enough pieces. They don't have enough players to do it. Kike could obviously try to steal a base. You're not going to do it with Schwarber. I guess you could try with Verdugo. Maybe Xander. I mean, maybe. I don't know if that is. I think just hit them. Just hit them. Extra bases. That's what I think they need to do. Bill, my question is, why did they sign Aaron Boone back to the Yankees when their season was crap? I don't think it was Aaron Boone's fault. I think it was the hitting coach's fault. That team hit the 6th or 7th most home runs in baseball, but they hit the fewest doubles. And in terms of hits overall, they were bottom in the league in hits. So they were hitting home runs, but they weren't getting any of the other hits. They were bad with runners in scoring position. They struck out a ton. I don't put that on Boone. I put that on the hitting coach. Aaron Boone, I actually still have this. Aaron Boone, look what he's done in his career as a Yankee skipper. 2 100-win seasons. They won the wild card game in 18, but lost the division series. They swept the division series in 19, lost it. I mean, they have won a playoff series in 3 of the 4 years. This year, he was in the wild card game. This year's on Eric Thames. I think you got to bring him back. I think it was the right move. Let's see. Soto to Dodgers. Yeah, right. Bam. Kyle drops the ball, and they would have only allowed. Kyle still drops the ball, and they would have only. Right. Would have only been 1, not 5. I agree with you. He's got to catch that baseball. But what I'm saying is, the reason why he dropped the ball is because Chris Sale walked Jose Altuve. Sean, I see you, buddy. Gary Sanchez. I think Gary Sanchez is staying. What do you think of the Yankees who signed Rizzo? How many years? I think you give Rizzo a 4. I think you want to give Rizzo a 4-year deal. He's going to want 5 or 6. Maybe you settle on 5. I think you could do that. Or they could just not re-sign him, and you still got Luke Voigt there to play first base. They have so many infielders that they don't have to re-sign Anthony Rizzo. That lefty bat would be big of Anthony Rizzo, but you can get by without it. You can get by without Anthony Rizzo. They could, the infield without Anthony Rizzo, you have Urshela, you have Torres, you have Voigt, you have DJ LeMahieu. You could do that. Jared, yeah, they're going to go out and just get everybody. I see you there. Steve, I agree with Bam. Jays need to restock their upcoming arbitrary players to lock and look forward, keeping the power back and getting the bullpen not ranked 16th in the league. Good news is with the Blue Jays and that bullpen, Trevor Richards is that's right. He's an arbitration guy. Simber is an arbitration guy. So those two will be back. Just think about the bullpen. You bring back Miza. Miza is arbitration. Simber and Richards are arbitration. You got Jordan Romano. You got I'm gonna call him Mayweather. That's not his name. Merriweather. The bullpen is not that far off. Saucedo, you maybe bring him back, or you go get a lefty. There's a couple of good lefties that are going to be available. Maybe you bring Aaron Loop back. But the Jays bullpen isn't that far off from being good. The bullpen that they were using, that they were trusting down the stretch, all those guys, those key guys, will be back. I think you can let Soria walk. That's fine. I don't think they need that. Yeah, again, hit the like if you haven't hit that like yet, folks. Let's see if we can get to 25. I think we're at 19 right now. If you haven't used your like, we need 6 likes to get to 25. That would be huge. If you haven't used your like yet, please hit that like. Appreciate that. And subscribe. If you're new, you're just finding the channel for the first time. I see some new names in here. I appreciate that. I love that. Goyo, Bill, I don't think I've seen you guys comment before. Maybe you've watched before, but appreciate you being here and contributing in the chat. Make sure to subscribe and stay close. Let's see. Get back to your comments. Is there any chance the Red Sox bring back Francona? No, I think he's going to stay in Cleveland. Yankees messed up on signing Cole. Is no good without sticky stuff. Goyo, good point. Cole has been not good. Second half of the season, he was not good at all. Will the Jays have payroll issues now that Rodgers was thrown out? Bam, the whole thing. No, I need to look into that. I haven't seen that, but I do not believe there's any issues with the payroll. The payroll's going up. How much? We don't know, but we know it's going up. Injuries early on with the Jays this year. They will be back. The Jays should have been in the playoffs. I mean, it was one game. How many one-game situations? I mean, Marcus Semien threw a ball in the dirt. Could have been the final out in a game. That one game. I mean, it's everything. It was one game. Blue Jays were a playoff team this year. They just made a couple mistakes and missed out. I think the Red Sox screwed themselves letting Lester and Kimbrel walk. Yeah, they moved on from Lester, right? They were done with him. Sean, the gamer, I think the Yankees keep Joey Gallo. Well, they get another year of arbitration with Gallo. So there's one more year of arbitration, I believe. So you bring Joey Gallo back, and you got to see how the fan base responds. You hope that Joey Gallo responds better with a new hitting coach. That is the deal. And we got to 25 likes. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Thank you for the like support. Again, it supports the channel. It is, it really helps. It's big. So I appreciate that. It will put it into the algorithm. It will promote it. It will suggest it. It'll do all that. So just by hitting the like, you're supporting the channel and helping the channel grow. So thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. Jared. Yes, keep the likes coming. Thank you. Thank you. Patrick, if the Dodgers survive Chris Taylor, the NLCS MVP, I think, yeah, after that game, for sure. I mean, you think about it, who else would be in the running? It definitely Chris Taylor. Edward, who was the best reliever left in these championship series? I mean, there's a lot of guys that haven't. Brusdar Gratterall's been a beast. If you're looking for somebody in the NLCS, Gratterall's been a beast. Kenley Jansen has been a beast. Over on the other side, I think Matzik, half of the Braves relievers, I don't think have given up a run yet. There's a lot of, the relievers are really big. Really big. There's a lot of good relievers right now. Steve, no one wanted to play against the Jays. Yeah, if they'd gotten in, they would have won the wild card. It's so disappointing. It's such a bummer the way it worked out. I blame the Rays. The Rays, the day before the last day of the season, scored like 10 runs. The final day of the season, you couldn't score one? That's all it would take. That game went to extra innings. 1 run, and the Rays could have won 1-0. I think the Rays were screwing the Jays over because, Barucki hit Kiermaier. I don't know. There's a little side off rant for you guys. A couple you mean Dolis. Yeah, Dolis. Thankfully, Dolis will not be back. I think the Yankees should trade Clint Frazier to another team because I like Joey Gallo. Well, yeah, the upside is much higher with Gallo than Frazier. They need to trade Clint Frazier. Go. The Yankees need pitching. The Yankees need to add a pitcher. And if Clint Frazier can, if the trade talks fire up with the Reds again about not Sonny Gray, Luis Castillo, if the Dodgers are trying to trade Trevor Bauer, Clint Frazier needs to be included in trade talks to maybe bring in a new pitcher. Brett Gardner too. Yeah, I think Brett Gardner's done. But that spot that you had, maybe you thought for Frazier, now Gallo's going to take it. You'll have Hicks, you'll have Judge, and you have Gallo. There's your outfield. Where does Clint Frazier play? Clint Frazier needs to be traded. 100%. Gallo's low 200 bat. No doubt about it. See, here's the thing, Patrick. I'll say this about Joey Gallo and his batting average. Look at his on-base percentage. His on-base percentage is about 100 points higher. He needs to be hitting. You can get Joey Gallo. He's done it before, hitting 230, 240. Because then his on-base percentage with the walks, it all starts to make sense. He'll have a 360 on-base percentage, which is not amazing, but it makes up for the fact that he's striking out. He was hitting so bad. His batting average was in the 100s with the Yankees. Eric Thames, I don't know what happened there, but that did not work because Joey Gallo got worse when he went to New York. Give him a year with a new hitting coach and see what Joey Gallo can do. Your thoughts on Dodgers trading Lux this winter? No way. I want the Dodgers to keep Gavin Lux. Gavin Lux is the future of the team. You think about all the money that they have put out lately, the money that they're going to have to put out, and Gavin Lux is entering the pre-arbitration portion where he's only going to get like $500K or $600K for a couple years, and then you get to the arbitration and it'll be, no, you can't trade Gavin Lux. Gavin Lux is a big part of that team, needs to be, because they need to save money somewhere. They need players on that team that can contribute and be good and not be making $15 to $30 million a year. So I think they hold on to Lux. Steve, Jay should have won and swept the Yanks. It would have been a different story. You're right. Rays did something to manipulate who they played. I definitely think so. I definitely think that happened there. Clint Frazier has no value with his current injury. True. That. I get it with the Clint. Yeah. No, that's a good point about Clint Frazier. I didn't think about that. They got to do something with Clint Frazier. Maybe they wait till spring training. Maybe they wait till he's healthy. Maybe they wait till he can showcase that he's still a good player. Because at this point, Clint Frazier alone would not get you a good piece back. You would have to include something. But Clint Frazier could be, the MLB-ready talent that's involved in the deal where maybe the gem of the deal is a prospect and Frazier is sort of icing on the cake. It wouldn't be a live stream without giving props to the Savannah Bananas, Steve. Right on. I see you, buddy. That's, this is fun, guys. I hope you have enjoyed these streams during the week. We have been rolling with the 11 o'clock time all week this week. Next week, the plan is going to be to roll same thing next week, Monday through Friday. We'll do the 11 o'clock thing. Eventually, the timing will shift a little bit because I want to get back to doing some streams in the evening as well. And I don't think a morning and an evening stream will work. So eventually, we're going to get into at least 1 or 2 nights a week. We'll shift the 11 a.m. to the night to an evening stream. So I'm going to keep you guys updated on all that, and I'll let you know when that change is happening. But next week, the plan is Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Again, the following week, same thing. We're going to try to get in there and do some. We're just going to keep this spot for a while and try to build it up. And appreciate you guys coming in. A lot of names that were here on Monday and Tuesday that have come back, and I appreciate that, you guys. Sean the Gamer, enjoy the live stream on YouTube. Thank you, buddy. I'm glad that you appreciate that. Thank you for your support. Guys, we are at 27 likes right now. Can we get to 30? I'm just wondering, are there 3 viewers that haven't used a like yet? We're at 28. We need 2 more. Are there 2 more likes out there? I like round numbers. I don't know. If we can get to 30, there are 2 that haven't yet. That'd be really, really cool. When baseball is over, what sport will you be covering? Patrick, when baseball is over, it really heats up because there is a ton of talk about trades and free agent signings and all of that. So that's a big, that comes up big. We're going to be diving into a lot of the free agency, the hot stove, all of that. Last year, that was a big part of the channel. This year, it'll be a big part of the channel. I do have a basketball channel, Ball Cap Sports Basketball, that I am considering trying to put some effort into that with this basketball season that has just tipped off. So, and we are at 30 likes, so thank you. I appreciate that. Again, the support is huge. Thank you. But I do think eventually I would love to try to find a way to do some basketball stuff. I'm a big basketball fan. I like to play basketball. I enjoy watching basketball, but I just baseball. This is the channel. Baseball is my first love. That is the sport that is my ultimate favorite. So that's where I spend the most time. And I also feel like I can talk in circles. As you guys have probably picked up, I can talk in circles about baseball. Basketball, I don't know because I haven't done it. I have not done the basketball thing. I don't know if I could talk in circles and go down wormholes and rabbit holes and do deep dives on random topics like Clint Frazier. I don't know if I could do that with basketball. I can do that with baseball. So that's why the baseball thing is just sort of the focus. So we are at 12 o'clock, a little after 12 o'clock, right? Yeah, 12:10. We're 10 minutes over. I appreciate you guys being here. Enjoy the game tonight. Enjoy the Astros and Red Sox this weekend. Big game. I'll be back to do the stream on Monday, 11 o'clock. We'll be back talking about. We'll have the World Series at that point. We will know who's playing in the World Series, and we will be diving into that. Keep an eye out because once the World Series is final, I will have an upload previewing the World Series. We'll sort of do a deep dive into the World Series, and I will do that once both teams are finalized. So keep an eye out for that because that will be coming over the weekend, a produced upload version of this for the World Series, previewing the World Series. Let me see, just get a couple more comments in here. A repeat of Dodgers and Astros are bringing huge rate. Jess Dog, speaking the truth. They will set records. MLB will set rating records if it's Dodgers and Astros in the World Series. Goyo Falcon, when you give players big contracts, most don't play the same anymore. That's why I don't believe in max contracts. Certainly, there's truth to that. Contract years, players play big heading into a contract year because they want to get paid for what they just did. They don't want to they're not really getting paid on what they're about to do. They're getting paid for what they've just done. Red Sox farm system looks pretty strong. You think Bloom uses prospects to boost the roster? I think the Red Sox, their priority needs to make sure they bring back Renfroe. He's got a mutual option. They need to bring back Schwarber. He's got a mutual option. And make sure that they get JD Martinez to take that player option to re-up. If they can do that, they can make everything work. I think maybe if they do anything, they just need a starter that they can trust. I think they need a starter or two that they can trust. That's what I would do with the prospect. So yeah, that is the deal. All right, again, everybody, enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. I hope you enjoy the games. Thank you for coming in and checking out this stream. Make sure to come on back Monday. We're going to talk about the World Series. We're going to react to whatever happens in tonight's game and over the weekend with the Dodgers and the Braves. And if there is a Game 7 with the Red Sox and Astros, reacting to it all on Monday. I would love for you guys to be back, commenting in the chat, letting me know what you think, what you saw, the whole thing. It should be a fun Monday show. So I hope you guys are back for that. Thank you for coming and supporting the stream. Thank you for hitting the like. If you haven't hit the like, be sure to do that on the way out. Subscribe if you're new. Stay close to the channel for more content for these live streams. Again, we'll be back all week next week doing this thing. Thank you. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for being here for the stream. Have a great Friday, and I will talk to you guys on Monday. See you guys.